I'm here today with Laura Conover and Kathy Dawson, two wonderful experts, and we're going to talk today about the future of talent, recruiting, culture, and compensation. And Laura, how is it that companies cannot fill positions in the middle of a pandemic that has eliminated so many jobs and devastated so many businesses? It seems like it shouldn't be this way.
I hear you, Michael. That's a really good question. Um, first, some of this is, I don't know, but I think there are three things that I can point to that I think are part of what's happening here. First, it's really hard to find childcare now. And by the way, working moms have been the most heavily hit as a group of workers by the pandemic because of the childcare issue. We now have women working in the workforce at the rates that we were at in the 1980s. That's how much women have been impacted, especially working moms, by the pandemic and the all the effects of it. There's also the issue of some people are afraid they'll get COVID if they go back to work. That's a concern for some folks.
Very real.
And then, yeah, and then I bet you're hearing that, right, Kathy?
Bet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's also the issue of the enhanced unemployment benefits that are being paid by the federal government through September 6th. So, that's definitely playing into all of this.
Right, and I'm glad you brought up the women in the workforce issue because I don't think enough people think about that and what you're saying there, that about how the changing requirements of life have really affected them. And I don't think, I mean, at least I'm not hearing that as much, so I'm glad that you brought that up. And a related question, Kathy, what are employers saying to you about their experiences trying to recruit top talent at this moment?
Like I said, it's unprecedented. So the comments are, where did all the people go? And how come if I put an ad here or an ad there, or I put it out in my referral network, how come I'm not getting anybody responding? Zero responses. And it's really been effective at the lower level jobs. Like Laura was saying earlier, it's funny, Laura, we're complimenting each other beautifully here because that extra money they're getting at the lower end is almost doubling their salary. So if you can be paid double your salary to take the summer off and then go back in September, what would you do? So it's a little challenging. Now we're having conversations with candidates at that level and saying, well, if you wait till September, the competition is going to be much stiffer and you're probably not going to get the job you want. So just like I told my clients at the end of last year in 2020, you should hire the people you need now. You don't need to wait till next year because if you do, you'll be getting the same people everybody else is competing against. So you always want to do it ahead of schedule if you can. If you can afford it, you want to do it. And I do have some tips about how to handle that. A couple of them are, offer competitive pay. Do not lowball these employees that are you're looking at. So if you're going to lowball an employee, someone else is going to pay 20,000 more than what you're paying them right off the bat, and they're going to pay them that before they leave their office after the interview. Provide unique benefits, find a way to get them engaged in, and we do a lot of nonprofit work at Dawson and Dawson, and our team absolutely loves that. We're building a team that it requires that. If I didn't do it anymore, they'd probably think I was crazy, and they should, because I love to do that. Focus on diversity. So, DEI, let's get that in the rhythm here, make sure you have a lot of different types of people who can help you get the work done. And then leverage social media, do your recruiting, put it out there everywhere you can. Don't just have word of mouth and ads, but do everything. And utilize a remote workforce. That's something a lot of people have problems with. I've been in meetings like this where there's somebody, one of the third, that says, absolutely, it'll never work. Remote will never work. And I'm over here experiencing great success with it. And my clients are too. It's really what you believe in, as we know, what will become true. So remote workforce offer continuous learning. Who doesn't want to learn, right? You want to learn. So if you hire someone and you put a manager trainee title on it or a assistant director or whatever you want to do, and you train them to get ready for that role, they're going to come very quickly to you because you're going to offer them something that they can't get somewhere else. Last but not least, partner with someone like Laura and I, because we are experts and we'd love to help. And we will take a phone call from these people, even if we don't work with them, just to help them. If we're the right resource for them, absolutely wonderful. But if we're not, we have plenty of business already. We don't need to have you be worried about that. But we'd rather you do the things the right way and engage the right people at the right time. And you can give us credit for it. We don't need to take the fees.